Good morning. Pulling the trailer out of the barn. Let's make our first delivery. We gotta stop down at the farm though. We need some def in this truck. Stop for our first of many fuel fill-ups. That was fast. I love diesel nozzles for truck stops. It's expensive, but that took about 2 minutes to get 30 gallons, 28 gallons. Cool. Riveting video today. We're back. Time to load up for round 2. Oh, let's see. We need this row. Round 2, let's roll out. I don't know, we weren't here very long, but it's about a 3-hour turn there and back. Load 2 off the trailer. Go back and load up for a third one. 3-hour turn times 3 trips kills a day in a hurry. But we're moving seed, and that's a good thing. Okay, one more round. We've got 3 boxes and these 2 pallets of corn to go this time, so a little lighter. Okay, load it up, strap down, let's roll out of here. We aren't gonna get anything else done today, are we? We still might. We still might treat some beans. I gotta grab my list of customers and stuff that I had that are ready to go. See what I gotta do to make some phone calls on this trip, figure out what we're gonna do. I know what tomorrow looks like, but I don't know about Thursday yet. Yep, so we burnt through a tank of fuel already today. This is the expensive part of this, but they are paying me enough to afford it. It's okay. Pulling into the truck stops here, I get to be pretend super trucker. Yeah, something like that. The pilot here, they don't have receipt printers at the gas station, or the pumps though, so I had to go in to get it. All right, let's head home. We're gonna get loaded up for tomorrow, but I'm not calling it. It's 5 o'clock now, so it's been a long day. I made it back and I got the first load for tomorrow loaded up. Nice thing about this truck, it keeps track of my drive summary. So this is today, 403.5 miles, 10.7 miles per gallon, and we're 10 hours and 7 minutes into it since we turned the truck on this morning. And a whole tank of fuel. All right, good to go. So we've got 6 boxes on here for tomorrow. The customer we're going to in the morning is one of the farthest away that I have to go to. But that's okay. Good one to get out of the way, and also takes untreated beans, so I don't have to treat them, which is why we just threw them on the trailer. So yeah, hopefully we'll get this one good in the morning. He is going to get a little bit of corn, so there's going to be 2 loads going up there. We've got a total of 10 boxes and 2 pallets of corn. So the second load will be two pallets of corn and 4 boxes. And I'm going to try and sort that corn out tonight. This particular customer, I think, is one of the only ones, or the only one, that uses conventional corn, which is a little easy to find because, like that pallet up there, a big red tag that says conventional on it. So I'm pretty sure that's his. I'll check the order here and dig through and find out where the rest of it. Oh, look, right there. Perfect. Easy to get to. And there's probably another partial pallet somewhere. There's our corn. Okay, good deal. I'm gonna, it's a 6:15. I'm gonna go to the house. No, I'm gonna go down to the farm real quick. I'm gonna print off the paperwork that I need for this load for tomorrow. Dad apparently got our packer tongue fixed today, so we'll check that out. Then I'm heading for the house. Oh, he's got the real man's grinder out. It's straight. Good work. Good work. Yeah, it's straight.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it gonna slide in there?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I haven't tried it yet.
Good deal. Looks good.
An 8-inch short piece of I-beam and I cut the web on.
So you could fit it in there?
It was 5 1/4. It fit in there and I welded it.
Uh-huh.
And it goes back to 2 foot.
Nice.
So,
Strongest spot on the whole tongue right there.
yeah, next time it'll bend here.
Good. Okay, got it. Well, I got my papers printed off that I need for tomorrow. I'm sure that this is not worthy of putting out on the YouTubes today, so I don't know that anything tomorrow will be either, but we'll combine it with tomorrow's video. Hopefully I looked it up. This guy's not as far away as I thought he was going to be. It's going to be about an hour and 20 minutes, which isn't that bad. That's about the same as what today's was. So since there's only 2 loads to go there, maybe I'll have some time tomorrow afternoon. We can do something around the farm. Or maybe I'll get another delivery in. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll probably end up treating beans. Probably what we'll do. Because I'll need some for Thursday. But the guy I called about Thursday morning didn't call me back. So I'll try again tomorrow. All right, see you in the morning. Kid's ball blew out here in the field. She's still a little muddy. It's starting to dry off on top, but it's not looking promising for planting beans in 2 days. Good morning. Time to head out. We're all strapped down, loaded up. Lights look good. Let's hit the road. So we are rolling out with our first delivery today. I've decided, since you're going to be seeing a bunch of this, I'll try and fill you in the best I can. I can't give you addresses or locations or names of people that we are going to. But like yesterday, I told you we were over in Monroe County. Today is one of the farther trips away that we've got. We have 12 total pallets or spots to go up there, 10 boxes and 2 pallets of corn. And so that's 2 trips. This is one of the farther away, maybe not the farthest one away, but pretty far away trips here. And it is up near Stockbridge, Michigan, which is in Ingham County. So we're going to head right up 127 up through to Jackson, and then take some of the state routes up to where we've got to go. This guy is on a Class A or all-season road, so no frost law concerns on this one all the way to his place. Goal is to get the 2 trips done here this morning. It is 7:46 right now. We're leaving. We should be able to get up there by 9:30, maybe a little before that. Get back and get a second one up there. And then I have 2 seed trucks coming this afternoon around 2:30-ish. So we got to be back from their second load by then. All right. We got the first one off. It's a little more variable ground up here, but there's some beautiful dirt in this area. I remember this one from last year. There's some really low ground, or like mucky type stuff that we have a little bit of. It can be a challenge to farm, but yeah, there's some really good, nice black high organic matter dirt around here. Just got back, reloaded. We've got our 4 boxes of beans and 2 pallets of corn. We're gonna head back out, make a round trip again. I thought it would be close to 1 o'clock before I was gonna get back there for the second one, or 12:30 anyway, and my GPS says 11:52, so hopefully we can get there before noon. That'd be great. Anyway, it's a good deal. Oh yeah. So one other thing I wanted to talk about that I was thinking here, I'm sure that some of you are wondering why I'm doing this with a pickup and a gooseneck trailer, and why don't I just get a semi, especially since I got so many trips to make to the same place, right? Which they're not all that way. A lot of them are 1 load or a half a load on a gooseneck, and we're going to do a couple of stops at one. I'm taking care of some of the bigger ones first because it lets me get more stuff out of the warehouse faster. So but yeah, like yesterday's, I don't know if I could have got it all on one semi. Probably pretty close. Today's definitely could have done 1 trip with a semi, van trailer, or even a flatbed or something. But here's the thing. They pay me mileage and hourly. And it's the same mileage and hourly rate regardless of whether I take 6 boxes at a time or 20 boxes at a time. And while it would take me less time to do it with a bigger vehicle, they don't pay me more for buying a semi or having a bigger vehicle or the operating cost. They don't pay me more for taking more boxes at a time, and so there's no incentive for me to carry more than what I can do reasonably with a pickup and a gooseneck trailer. And so that's how we're doing this. So it makes sense to me. I don't know. That's why. Whatever you do, don't end up there or on that side. That'd be the Michigan State Correction Center of Jackson. Okay, we're back. Done delivering seed for today, I think. We're going to treat some beans this afternoon. I have 3 deliveries set up for tomorrow, all 3 of which I got to treat some beans for. So we're going to work on that here this afternoon. But Brock's down at the farm. He's got our disc out and was trying to work on something. Called me a little bit ago, needing some help or trying to find something. I don't know. We're going to go down there and check on, see how that's going. see what all he's doing and what he needs help with. Oh, jeez. All right, so Brock's working on this, and apparently is it wobbly? She's pretty wobbly. So we're taking that out, and he couldn't get the nut loose, so I came over here and got the breaker bar out and just did it for him. Took me 3 seconds. That pipe may or may not have been involved, but whatever. So, what else we got to do here? How's the other wing? Not this bad. Okay. Do we have another one of those kits?
Not, but
we better get one.
that they stock them, so.
They do. We can get one. Okay. Cool.
Just tell them on your YouTube channel to send one.
Yeah. I don't know if Paul Martins watches mine or not. They might. We might need another wing walking tandem shim kit if you're down there. Nah, we'll come get one when we need it. I know we redid the ones on the center. We've actually done those twice. I think we did them, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but those should be in good shape. Bearings are good on everything.
Yeah, I didn't see any that were.
We redid when we put new blades on here a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. We put new bearings in that are greaseless, so that's good. But there's still some on these floor, or these rolling baskets that need greased. That's about it, though. There's not a whole lot. So checking tire pressures and little things like that, and we're good to go. Look at this. Dad got the paint out. Got our hitch all painted and welded together. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes here, but he's got some welds sticking out. So this tongue is meant to slide in and out, right? Like it extends for in the field use and stuff, and then it's supposed to slide back in for not in the field use. I don't know if it's going to slide anymore with the welds, but that's why we didn't plate her on the outside, or at least why I wouldn't have plated her on the outside of it. So he's got stuff on the inside there. Looks good. Now we got to paint the rest of it. That should be, yeah. There's our pin. We got quite a bit of wear here. And I'm sure there's bushings inside there that are in bad shape. You're going to have to bring it in here. Here's the new pin. Here's the bushing that goes in there that is like totally gone on the old one. So for a while there they had gone to composite bushings as an update, and then they updated again back to steel. Anyway, we'll let Brock keep working on that. I got beans to treat. Well, that's what's left in there. Definitely some pieces that are missing or wore out or whatever. So Brock's got to figure out how to knock out whatever is left in there, clean it up real good, get that grease zerk out, and then put this new stuff in. So this is the new bushing. I think he's got to drill out something. It maybe already is done. I don't know. I'm not sure if that one's original or if we've already changed it, but this goes in for the new grease zerk, and you had to drill the hole out and tap it, which is why they give you a drill bit and a tap, which we probably have about a dozen of these now. No, not that many, but 3 or 4 anyway. So, all right, I gotta go treat some beans. One of my trucks is here already. This guy's been here before, and he's got a manual jack, I bet. Not very many truck drivers park with their truck way over this way so that they're not so downhill. Smart move. And just like that, all the corn that we had moved out of here is back in here. Not really, but more that we needed. So really these 4 pallets here are a variety that I had not gotten any of yet and was really needing. So that's good. We got 4 more boxes in. Just means we can keep making deliveries, and I have more people that have all their stuff now. All right, so I tried to go through a list and see what all we need to treat. I think I've got about 21 boxes I would like to get done today. That's a lot, so we're going to get moving here. The first one is going to be 5. This is a 3O bean, 3023 XF, the first Extend Flex beans that we have run through the treater, which is why we clean out really good, or part of the reason why we clean out very good between them, because these are not resistant to the same herbicide as everything else we have treated and most of what we have in here, so we don't want any cross-contamination between them. But we're clean, we're good. 2690 seeds per pound, the biggest beans we've treated. They're not overly large, but decent seed size on these, so we're gonna get these going. These are just getting our standard Cruiser Max Apex treatment. We do have some other ones we're gonna put some Saltro in with later here today, though. So essentially I have 3 customers that we're going to deliver to tomorrow. All who have beans, this is for the first one, and we got some other stuff for the other two guys. And I'm treating for another one that I might take stuff to on Friday, or we'll see when we get a chance, but I know they're ready for it. And I also am going to do about 4 boxes of beans that go under our account. Just because they might get needed at some point maybe in the future. I don't know. We might need them, so we're going to treat them. Back to treating beans. Cool. All right. Well, what else do we got to do while this is going? Still treating beans. This is the last box that we are doing with just the Cruiser Apex on it. After this, we're going to add Saltro, and that complicates the process a little bit more because we actually have to measure stuff out and get the right amounts of everything and the right ratios. But I need this tank to be empty, so it's close. I'm watching it here because I don't want it to run empty before it's done, but I also don't want a lot extra left in there, so we'll keep an eye on it here, and then I'll kind of show you. We're going to measure stuff out. I got Saltro. It's in 2.5 gallon jugs. I got a little bit there in that one, and then we've got a couple more boxes of it, so yeah, I'll explain. Oh boy. All right, we are going to treat some Saltro beans. Saltro is an additional fungicide. It's for sudden death syndrome. Also helps control soybean cyst nematodes, red crown rot. It's a very, very good fungicide, but it is very, very expensive, as I'm going to explain here in a minute. But we're going to put both of them in tank 1, both the Saltro and our Cruiser Max Apex, or Golden Harvest Preferred, whatever here, which means we have to measure them out to get the right ratios. We're going to treat 11 boxes. That's 440 units. So we need 6 gallons and 90 fluid ounces of that. So I've measured out the 90, and then we'll do 6 full pitchers for our 6 gallons. And then we need, we are 8 ounces shy of 2.5 gallons of Saltro. So basically a whole jug. I'm going to measure out 8 ounces and dump it in my other one that's partial, and then just dump the rest of the jug in because that's easier than trying to measure it all out. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of dollars. Now, when I say that this stuff is ridiculously expensive, I mean it. This jug, this one jug right here, cost me nearly $5,000. That one jug, nearly $5,000. So, when I say that I'm 8 ounces, I don't need 8 ounces out of there. You may think, well, why don't you just put it in there and get a little heavy? So what? Because 8 ounces is expensive, and we need to make sure we treat the number of units we are supposed to treat with every drop of this stuff. And so we're going to get the rate right and not over-apply, not under-apply. We're going to get it right. So that's why we're going to measure that out of there. And then we'll have to go through and recalibrate our pump and everything again because this is a different product. And so it might flow a little bit different. So it might have a different calibration number. And we just got to double check everything before we actually start running this through there. Like I said, we're going to get it right. I had to tap a new keg. Our color is going to be a little orangish red on this one. A little blend, but it's okay. And we dumped our Saltro in. So we turned on our agitation, so we've got the impeller running in there. I'm also recirculating it to prime it through all the pump and everything. We're going to let that mix for a little bit. Got our first 5 boxes out that we were going to treat. And yeah, we got to calibrate the pump yet. So we're getting there. Doing our calibration here. So since we've got 2 products combined, we've got a higher rate going on. I think it's 2.66 fluid ounces per hundredweight, which means this pump's going to put out some volume here. So I think there should be around 44 or 45 ounces in here after 1 minute. Says 44.68. Call that a strong 44. It's just above the 44 line, which is this big one here. Not quite up to the 45, probably not quite halfway there. Let's call it 44.25. Checked it right on. That was really close the first time anyway, so it didn't change much. All right, these are small beans. They're like 3,300 seeds per pound. 3,350. Tiny, tiny beans. What that means is, especially since we're using more product out of our mix tank here, we got to keep our water rate really low. So I have turned it all the way down Basically, we're like looking for 1/4 of an ounce of water per unit is all. Very, very, very small amount. And it's mostly chemical at this point. Just hopefully don't get too sticky. I do want to turn, we're going to turn our glitter on and get these so they dry a little bit better, because they're going to be a little sticky with all that chemical and no, no water and less surface area. And the reason for that, it's sort of hard to understand, and you got to think about it, but we're putting the same amount of chemical on every bean, right? No matter how big or small that bean is, it gets the same amount of active ingredient of our fungicides, our insecticide, and our saltro fungicide, all of it. And so when you have a bean that's, say, just go to the extreme, say 2,000 seeds per pound, you have much more beans, more surface area, more pounds of beans per 140K. And so you have we like to measure out the chemical in hundredweights, like how many ounces per hundredweight, and I want to shoot for like a 6 ounce per hundredweight slurry, 6 to 7. But when you have big beans, say your beans are only 60 pounds, or they're 60 pounds per unit, right? Okay. All right, I'm not doing a very good job explaining this, but say you have 60 pounds in 140,000 unit of seed, right? That means that in 100 pounds, 100 weight, you're only going to have like a little over or a little under 2 units, right? 60 plus 40 would be 2 or 1 and 2/3 units. Okay. Now, if you take small beans that, I don't know what the seed size would be, but say they're like 3,500 seeds per pound or whatever, and that unit only weighs 40 pounds, now you have 2.5 units per 100 pounds. 140K per 100 pounds. And so you have to put the same amount of chemical or more chemical on that 100 pounds, so you're getting more out of that slurry tank, because we're trying to keep the amount per 140K the same. Man, I did a terrible job explaining this, but it does make sense. Anyway, there's less room for water on that seed because we got to get more chemical on it. We got to get the same amount of chemical on it. There's less surface area. Man, I butchered that. I am sorry. All right, we're treating. I've done some math. We're going to explain this so that you guys can understand it. Brock, pay attention. He already gets it. I told him, do you know what this means? And he said yes. Okay, we have our seeds. These are small beans, okay? These are big beans. 5 beans in each one. They're the same number of beans, small ones, big ones. Got it? We're going to, just for this experiment, say that this is a 40-pound unit. A unit is 140K. Hold on, let me write that up here. 1 unit equals 140,000 seeds of beans. 1 unit, 140K. Okay. So small beans, 140,000 beans, weighs 40 pounds. Big beans, 140,000 seeds, weighs 60 pounds. Okay? Now, like I said, we're treating by hundredweight, but we're keeping the same amount of active ingredient per seed. So really we're treating in fluid ounces per 140K, but we're converting that over to hundredweight in order to figure out our water rates. So on our small beans, we have 2.5 seed count units per 100 pounds, per hundredweight, right? Okay. 2.5. So in order to treat that 2.5 units, we're going to put Saltro and Cruiser Max Apex on. That requires 2.66 fluid ounces per 140K. Hit the pause button there, Brock. So if we have 2.5 and we multiply it by 2.66, that gives us 6.65 fluid ounces per hundredweight. Do you remember how much I said we were trying to get per hundredweight? 6 to 7. Well, we're already in that range. We don't need any water to get good coverage because of that. In fact, if we were trying to put anything else on, like say an inoculant or heads up or something, now all of a sudden our rate's going to get really high and the beans are going to come out super wet without any water, and there's nothing I can do about it. In fact, if we were, as our target, if we were going to the 7 and you'd take 7 minus this 6.65 and divide that by our 2.5 seed count units, you only can put on 0.14 fluid ounces of water per unit to stay at that 7. Now, conversely, if we go to the 60 pound per 140K beans, the big beans, now we're only treating 1.66 units per 100 pounds, per 100 weight. So 1.66 times our 2.66, that's our rate, right, of the Saltro and Cruiser Max, Apex, that's only 4.43 fluid ounces per 100 weight of chemical. So now we have more room for water to get up to this 6, the low end. We only need to add, to get to the 7, to get to the 7 ounces, so the same amount of fluid per 100 pounds as our small beans, we can add 1.53 ounces per unit. So you take 7 minus this 4.43, divide that by 1.66, the black one. That gives us 1.53. So we need much, much more water with big beans to get good coverage. That's the difference there. So hopefully that explains it. You guys can understand that a little bit better with my numbers and demonstration. I saw somebody on Facebook yesterday that was talking about beans and treating stuff and how there's only so much real estate on the bean. And, trying to maximize that, putting everything they could on it and stuff. But they were made the comment about how you could get 6 or 7 ounces on big beans, but you could only get 4 or 5 on small seeds. And I'm like, that's not right. But he didn't say what units he was measuring. So I was trying to understand if he was talking about in 100 weights or in seed count units or whatever. And I asked him, he said 100 weight. And I'm like, well, tell me you don't know anything about treating beans or understand how it works without telling me you don't understand how it works. I don't know. That doesn't compute. He's right in the sense that there's not as much room on small seeds to get extra stuff on there. It is incorrect to say that you can't, you can only put 4 or 5 fluid ounces per 100 weight on small beans. You can still put more on, you just can't have any water or any extra stuff in there. Like, we're almost at 7 without any water on these small beans. And these are 3,350 seeds per pound. So these units here, they weigh 41.79 pounds. So they're slightly bigger than my example, so we can put slightly more than that, 0.14 ounces of water on to get to our 7 and stay in our range, but not by much. Well, the beans have turned redder. Bad news is my glitter tank is empty. We're gonna have to fill that up. I don't want to, but we're gonna have to. Actually, that was the last box of this small seed size for a while. We don't have to fill it up right now. We'll do it another day. It'll be okay. I'm not sure where we left off, but I kind of felt like I was running behind, so I abandoned the camera here for a little bit. We're on our last box. This one should make our tank run empty here. Gonna be close. Should be good. We'll watch it just to make sure we don't run out. But yeah, that's a pretty good run for one day for just doing it this afternoon since we got back and getting the delivery done that we did. I did get samples taken of everything but the last batch here. There was the last 4 boxes of a 2-2 that if we happen to go to a field this week, this is what's going in the ground. That box is still wet. Just finished it. So that's what these last ones are for. I need to get lids put back on everything and try and get them out of the way. I was really hoping to get the trailer loaded up tonight. That's not looking likely. It's after 6 and I got church tonight. It's Wednesday during Lent and we have church at 7:30. So I'm gonna get as much done as we can and try and get them stacked up and out of the way at least so we can load quickly in the morning. But yeah, most of these are gonna leave tomorrow. Maybe not quite all of them, but definitely not all of them. Not the 4 that we're doing last year, but most of the rest of them we're gonna deliver tomorrow. Well, that's as close as it gets. You can see the hole in the bottom, but the box ran empty. I was watching, it was really close. I'm like, I think it's gonna make it. It did. It's cool. All right, we're gonna let her clean out here for a minute and keep putting lids on. I made it. Okay. These 5 boxes go out on the first load tomorrow, along with some corn, which I did not get sorted out, which I hope is easy to find and we can get, although I buried it today when that truck came. Okay, that's no big deal. The second load is going to consist of those 3 boxes plus 30 bags of corn, which we're actually going to dump in a box. Okay, good. Oh, that might be the third load for tomorrow. The second load is going to be these 5 boxes. Yes, these 5 boxes, they go to somebody. Okay. All right, that's the plan. Those 4 are the ones that I need for us. They go down to the farm. They might make it there tomorrow too.